Story 1. Jenny from Craigslist. I hate to admit it, but at one point my life had gotten so low that I found myself scrolling through the men seeking women in one-night stand sections of Craigslist. I was 28, desperate, lonely, and not exactly proud of myself. Unkempt, or clearly scams. But then I stumbled on one that stood out. It wasn't a model, not some too-good-to-be true photo, just a normal brunette woman, decent-looking, casual smile. Her post was short. Female, 26, looking for a quick hookup. No strings, no feelings, just. One night at the bottom was her number. Against my better judgment, I texted it. To my surprise, the iMessage bubble turned blue, meaning she had an iPhone. And seconds later, the gray typing dots appeared. "Hi, I'm Jen," she wrote, "but you can call me Jenny." We flirted a bit, and not long after she gave me her address. Keys in hand, I couldn't tell if I was more excited or ashamed. The place was in a rundown, poorly lit, dead-end block. A little voice in my head screamed for me to turn around, but I texted her anyway. She replied, 209, last house by the dead end. Sure enough, I pulled up to a tiny one-story house with peeling paint, tall grass, and a flickering porch light that revealed the number 209. I knocked. No answer. Then my phone buzzed. "Come around back." "Why?" I asked. She started typing. Then the dots vanished. No reply. My gut twisted, but pathetic as I was, I pushed open the creaky wooden gate and stepped into the dark yard. That's when I froze. Face. Someone was staring at me from an upstairs window. The second I noticed, the blinds snapped shut. My phone buzzed again. "Be right out, just brushing up." My hands shook. Was it nerves or fear? Twig snapped in the far corner. I flicked on my phone flashlight, aiming toward the shed. My blood ran cold. An arm-pale human slid out of sight behind it. I shut the light off and bolted. I made it to my car, but before I could close the door, a window slammed open and a woman's shrill voice screeched, "Wait, don't go." Then came the front door slamming open, followed by a loud pop. I floored it. Tires screeched, adrenaline roaring in my ears. 5 blocks later, I realized my car was wobbling. I'd been shot at. One tire was flat. I pushed the car as far as I could before calling roadside assistance. The mechanic later showed me the bullet lodged in the rubber. He even vouched for me when the cops came. 3 people were arrested, 1 filthy woman and 2 rough-looking men. It's too stupid to even flee the house afterward. Story 2, the stolen truck. This one happened to my mom and stepdad. They were ranchers and decided to sell their old work truck. A woman for hours away seemed eager to buy, but had excuse after excuse about not meeting halfway. Against my mom's instincts, my stepdad insisted they deliver it. The woman gave a sob story about bank problems and handed over a post-dated check, begging them to leave the plates. My mom argued fiercely against it, but my stepdad, ever too kind, gave in partially. He removed the plates but took the check. Sure enough, when the date came, the check bounced. After dodging calls, the woman finally answered with yet another excuse, claiming she was in the hospital. This time my stepdad put his foot down. He loaded a flatbed and drove back to repossess the truck. No one answered at her place, but they found the vehicle hidden in a shed. My mom, still furious, slipped a note under the door. "Thanks for nothing. Hope you enjoyed screwing us around." 15 minutes into their drive home, the woman called, furious. "Know where you live. You made a huge mistake." 2 days later, in the middle of the night, my stepdad woke to someone crawling through his bedroom window. My mother's scream was blood-curdling. It was Hertha, same woman, armed with a knife. Somehow my stepdad wrestled her down until police arrived. She was taken away in cuffs. Karma works fast sometimes. Story 3. The hockey net back in. 2002, when Craigslist was still new, me and my son were hunting for a hockey net. We found an ad, regulation size net, puck. To sticks $50. Perfect. The seller's voice on the phone was flat, monotone, but not alarming. He agreed to meet halfway at a rest stop, late at night after work. Me and my 11-year-old son drove the minivan. Right on time, a pickup pulled up. I walked over, only to see the truck bed was empty. "You Steve?" the man asked. "Yeah." "All right, my buddy's bringing the stuff in another truck." He parked behind my van. My gut dropped. I told my son to lock the doors. Soon, 2 more sets of headlights appeared. 2 trucks, no hockey gear. The men who climbed out were big, some overweight, some muscular. One bald man in sunglasses stepped forward. "Where's the money?" he growled. I pulled out my wallet, handed it over. He wasn't happy with the measly 100 inside. 2 of his guys went for my son. One smashed the window of the van, and my boy's scream cut me to pieces. Thought I'd lost him. Then, a miracle. Headlights swept into the Lada police cruiser. Sirens lit up red and blue. In seconds, the men scrambled into their trucks, sped off, but the one in back was cut off and caught. Backup came fast. By the end of the night, nearly all of them were arrested. One got away, the driver of the first truck, but the rest flipped on each other quickly. The cops gave me and my son an escort all the way home. To this day, I thank God for that timing. Craigslist didn't end for me there, but I never again let my guard down.